Alright guys, this one is a little different. So I have a 1445 full relic set Arcana as a Lopang ult. You guys are excited about Arcana, right? Well, Arcanist, apparently. I'm going to be running Valtan and Vicus. Well, when we're doing a Vicus, I'll probably film another intro. But anyways, Arcana, let's talk about Arcana very quickly. My build is pretty cheap. It's 333321. I got it pretty cheap because I have the Legendary Grudge and Legendary Crystal. She can't use Keen Blunt, and the reason why is because she has skill where it does crit damage already. Well, this one particularly gives you additional crit damage. Also, she has a card where increases crit rate to 100% and crit damage to 50%. So she can't really use Keen Blunt because, as far as you guys know, Keen Blunt plus like crit damage stacked up is not very efficient. Therefore, she actually doesn't have an option to choose an engraving. So this is covered detailedly in my Arcana, even the preview video, because this is like super simple information. What happens is, the reason why she uses Barricade, because it's her main skills. There's only 3 of them. There's only 3 main skills. So what you do is you stack protection runes to activate Barricade when she's doing this skill. Because essentially what she does is she draws cards with the yellow skills, she stacks with the blue skill, and then she attacks with the red skill. That's why you stack protection runes to activate Barricade 100% of the time. And then you have the other damage engravings stacked up, which is you have Grudge, you have Cursed Doll, you have Barricade, you have Hitmaster, and then you can have Adrenaline that's level 3 for additional crit rate because she does spam a lot of skills, right? And then you have the level 1 class. The reason why you have level 1 class sometimes is because level 1 class gives you 20% increase in damage with using 30% less mana. Level 2 is 25 and level 3 is 30. It only gives 5% per diamond node. So instead of going level 3, going something like an Adrenaline helps you in a long run when you actually have 5 3s and a 1. In this case, it's a little bit different. I'm missing that 5 node. And since this is more cheaper, this is what I got. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Other than the skills and the tripods, etc., it's not a complicated. It's a complicated class, but it's not that complicated to theory craft. It's just that she is very tough to utilize her skills and things, and she just goes all cooldown runes, cooldown gems, and then 3 damage gem, which is the 3 main red skills, and then add the cards and stuff. So with that being said, let's go to Valtan Hard. This is also way too strong. I don't want to go to a too strong party because it's gonna skip everything and it's not gonna be a good video. I'm gonna go to a decent party. So 5245. And I forgot to talk about relics. So relics, she goes Nightmare because she uses a lot of mana. And mana based skills are very, very good for her as well. Nightmare is just a good relic set for damage because it makes you spend less mana and just do more damage. And if you use a lot of mana, it recovers your mana back with faster cooldown. But I guess the critical point that you kind of need to know is the Barricade part, because she actually doesn't have any other engraving that she can use other than if Barricade is not there, because there's no other choice. She can't really use increased mass. She can't really use Master Tenacity. She's not a back or head attack. You can't use Sight Focus either. You can't really use Precision Dagger, that's crit related. There is no, you can't use All Out Attack, Supercharge. You can't use any of those. You can't use Raid Captain either, because you have to rely on, because she goes full spec, by the way. Full spec and then a little bit of Swift, or full spec and then a little bit of crit. But you go a little bit of Swift for that rotation because you have the crit rate buff card as a passive. So you're kind of balancing things out. So other than that, yeah, she doesn't really have anything. That's why they go Barricade, because there really is no other choice. It's very simple. Alright, now let's go. Starting with that Valtan Hard. Valtan Hard usual on item level. I'm on item level here. Got a little bit more HP compared to you guys, because you guys have the legendary gear. But please be advised, I might die here actually fighting Luguru, because she is very squishy. And I'm not very good at Arcana because this is a very high skill requirement class. If I actually die, I can actually explain why I died too, so it's pretty good for the video as anyways. So Arcana stagger is really bad, so I'm gonna be 6. I'm gonna be at the back. He said he's going to use Way on the second one. Nice. But Arcana has a very, very low stagger, so it's not advisable for you to be at the front. Alright, usually you try to draw the card. So basically the tripods that I have is pretty low, so I can't draw cards. So basically, you know where I use the Q skill and the S skill? I'm gathering the identity gauge. Notice I'm doing that. I forgot to use my ultimate to activate my nightmares. My nightmares wasn't activated. So anyways, so you use the yellow skills to draw cards, and sometimes the funny thing is if I use the Q skill, 20% I have a 20% chance to draw a card immediately. But this 20% chance grows when you level up your tripod. But my tripod is at level 1 because this is my low pang ults, right? But keep that in mind that everything is RNG based. So if you Q and if you don't draw a card, you know, it's bad RNG. It's bad RNG. I'm not drawing card fast enough. Bad RNG. That's what it is. And then I keep drawing cards, and if you draw a card, it needs to be a card that that is good for you too, because most of the cards are very shitty. So I got hit once and half my HP is gone, but that's okay. I just need to not get hit the second time. And this card that I have, the Z card, it's like Pot of Greed in Yu-Gi-Oh! You draw 2 cards. And both of them are useless. Very bad. So I'm gonna pot here. Because we have a paladin in our party. So 2 guys spawned. I don't have a buff, so it's gonna be red for me. Let's see. Okay, the red guy right here. Use my... You gotta make sure I use my S skill very often. Why? It's because that is my crit synergy skill. Give more crit to my parties. It's gonna slash. If I get hit by that, I'll probably die. So stack with your blue skills slowly. Dodge everything. Stack with your blue skills. So someone got hit with the 3 stacks. That's why that line came out. And then you keep stacking up with your blue skills, and then use your red skills to pop that to deal the maximum amount of damage. Now I'm at number 6. Make sure I hit him so that I can see the UI. I'm gonna spin around a little bit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's going to use Way afterwards, he said. So if you're kind of confused in the early game, just keep using your cards. You don't have to worry about cards for now. And then, I guess, like, read into the cards what they do. Like, learn slowly if you really want to be a good Arcana player. Like, even I don't read it as much because I'm not, you know, I'm not very keen of playing this class because it's too hard for me. It's too hard for me for my boomer brains. So you see me just using these cards. So basically this card on the left is Ghost. Ghost gives me additional movement speed. Oh, so I didn't hit that, right? Because the range is small. But look how short my range is for the D skill too. It's very short, and I get scared because I don't want to get hit, right? You're squishy and then you're close ranged. That's why you die. You have a very high chance of dying. So one person died, so we're gonna push a little bit. So I'm probably gonna be number 5. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oops. So, in a school party? Don't know. Because this is supposed to be an expert party. You never know what's gonna happen. Because what happens is, the reason why we wiped is because even though he used Way, someone ate the orbs wrong. And people do that sometimes. Well, the biggest reason why we wiped was also because someone died. Because if someone dies, the orb mechanic becomes a little bit tougher to deal with. Look at this. So you have this death card. And this death card, what it does is it gives you 100% crit rate and 50% crit damage. So what you usually do is you use this card. So I'm getting the stack ready like this, and then I use the card, and then I use my awakening, and then I use my card so that I get full crit, like full crit damage. But there's another card. It's called Judgment, and what Judgment does is it gives me guaranteed 4 stacks on hit. On the red skill, like it assumes my red skill doing maximum amount of damage. But look how, like, well, it's on, I'm on eye level, that's why it hurts, right? But oof, you know, this class is very squishy. Bar 5 6. We got some questionable players in this party. We got some questionable players in this party right now. But besides that point, keep going with the commentary. So using the 2 scratches. I'm keep stacking up. So when this thing happens, I gotta go away because it's gonna kill me 100%. When you see that flame on the floor, always run away. Always. Don't be greedy with the DPS. No greed. No greed. Make sure you keep putting that S skill so that you give additional crit rate to your party. I'm gonna pot up just in case. So the problem with squishy classes is you always want to have at least 70% HP. That's why they spend a lot more pots than some of the tankier classes, as far as you guys know. Because sometimes if you have like 40% HP, squishy classes tend to just die. And it's very unfortunate when it happens, as you guys know. So those two are gathered up together. I don't know who the target is. Oh, there you go. He jumped. We were just waiting and chilling. Nice shielding from Paladin. So when I'm shielded, I'm like a little bit more confident that I can do the DPS. There you go. This phasing now. I'm gonna stand up my 6 o'clock position. Kiting my orbs properly. 6. There you go. Nice. Oh, so I got my card. Nice. I got my crit card. I usually stand on this spot, and then when you see that explosion, I just dash forward, and then you won't get hit most of the time because no one really goes here. Let's see if I can get the other card, the Judgment card. Nope, no Judgment card. That's fine. Here. Oh, my spacebar wasn't cooled down, but if I have my spacebar, I would have spacebarred inwards to dodge that particular skill. So since I have guaranteed crit, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna wait for. Oh, okay. So I got balance. I think balance gives you additional stack. Yep. Balance gives you additional. It gives you a buff where it gives you additional stack on every single skill, every single blue skill. So it gives me 3 instead of 2. In this case, it gives you 2 instead of 1. So you can actually rotate your skills even faster. So since I have my awakening ready to go, I'm gonna do the stack, use my card. I landed my skills, but he disappeared. Wonder where he went. Okay, there he is. Nice. There you go. Nice. The thing I kind of don't like about Arcana is, you know, at this kind of stuff, she doesn't have that many AoE skills. That's why when I do Chaos Dungeons, I do the Emperor's thing, the Emperor's build, where you can draw a gold card. This is a gold card. What you do is, if you use the gold card, it just does a large explosion of 1,232,000 damage, right? It's not a very big damage, but it's like you just draw the card and then you kind of just do AoE damage over and over if you're just lucky. So I'm gonna forward, throw my bomb, destruction, and then he's gonna come charging this side, right? So when he charges, I have my WA already. So when he does the second headbutt, I'm going to WA and then awakening to push in 4 destruction damage. So 1, 2, 3. Unfortunate that didn't crit, but I landed all the destructions. Oh, I landed even more. I landed 5. That's good. That means I pushed in some more destruction. Okay, giving some people spot, but they're not. Oh! That's fine. I'm very squishy. It's going to headbutt charge in now. I'm pretty sure you don't need a destruction bomb. Yep. Okay, you just gotta jump. So when he lands, he's probably gonna do his mechanic where we need the Balthor. Just gonna chill out here. Also, another cool thing, like, you know, at your S skill, you gotta make sure you land your S skill first so that people have good crit synergy as well. And your S skill and your R skill is a counter, so you actually have 2 counters straight up in your kit. So most of the time, a really good Arcana in a party, they counter most of the stuff because they have counter ready all the time. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna counter every time, but just wanted to share that Arcana is a class that has a lot of counters, like counterable skills. So I think it's really good. So it's very high skill, like high skill cap class for sure. Very high skill cap class. Kind of jealous of the good Arcana players too, because they're just really good at the game. Not only they can, dodge all the mechanics, and at the same time, they're able to read the cards, and at the same time they're able to do the stacks, and at the same time they're focusing on different mechanics at the same time too. They're focusing a lot of things at once, which is very impressive, at least to me. But people tend to like complex stuff, right? And also, since it's RNG based, right? So since it's RNG based, sometimes you get a card, sometimes you don't. So you have to adjust your skill sets based on what kind of cards you get. And I'm not doing that because I'm not very experienced at the class. If you guys do, it is really crucial for you guys to like check your skill rotations based on what cards you get to in detail. Because I'm pretty sure some of the like more veterans that play Arcana a long time, they'll probably have some tips for you too. But in my case, to the simplest terms, just remember this card, the Death card and the Judgment card, because I haven't gotten that yet. Let's try to get it, actually, just to show you an example. So this stuff will probably kill me in item level. Gotta watch out on that. Okay, someone died. Now, so he explodes, and then he's going to do the counter. That booty, though. Okay, keeping the stacks. Oh, this is the Simon Says. I love Simon Says. So you notice this explosion over here. See that explosion first? Oh, this is the second one, sorry. And then you're supposed to stand on top of the explosion that happened first. Now stand outside. I didn't know it was the outside ring. I didn't really see it. I was looking at that booty. Keeping those stacks, making sure your S skill is always on cooldown, but I'm not rotating it as much due to inexperience. Wait for the 3 drops. Gonna pick one person. Drops down. I dash in. Just gotta counter. I really want that judgment card. I wonder when it's gonna come out. So outside, inside save, outside save. I mean outside save, inside save. Just keep doing those stacks. Yep, you gotta fill up those stacks quick. Not me. Do some damage. Oh. Oh shit. Good thing I didn't die. Hey, I'm not as squishy as I thought. I thought I was going to die. Reapers died there. I got hit by 2 pillars and I didn't die. Maybe it was the paladin's buff too. I thought I was dead for sure. The video is giving me strength. Let me pot up. Okay, he's gonna do a grab. Oh, no grab. So since I have 2 counters, right? I can focus on countering. He's doing the grab. When am I going to get the judgment card? Star gives you mana. Front, back, front. The cross. The grab. By the way, I don't do that much stagger, so I can actually attack here if I want to. If you're not critting, oh, so we got it finally. So what this does is, this card, it gives you guaranteed 4-stack attack damage. So, so if I use 2 of these cards, and then use all my red skills and then my awakening, they're going to be critted, but the awakening was a little bit slower. That's why it didn't crit. It only lasts a couple seconds, that buff. It was the crit buff that didn't last enough. So I'm assuming you use the cards when you cast your awakening, and then you use it a little slower. So timing, you gotta learn about that timing too. You can cast cards while casting skill. So what happened there was I casted the cards first, and then I used DFR, and then I used Awakening, right? That means I didn't have enough time. So let's take a look. It says that for 4 seconds, and for this is also 4 seconds. I think I lasted more than 4 seconds when this particular Awakening was doing the slash, and then I think it took I think the buff ran out when the numbers are ticking. That's what happened. So in this case, I think you use the awakening first, and while during the animation that is happening, you use the cards and then you use DFR. I think that's the actual combination. For example, you use the awakening like this, and during this animation, I guess you can use the cards.